relaxing music playing for us, and we're gonna talk about the market. What's going on right now? Oh my goodness, the SPY came down. We closed the gap. Hey, 80% of the time the gap does get closed, so not a worry there. Mondays do tend to be a bit of a positioning day as well, so keep that in mind. And let me turn on, let me mute this, copy this, tweet it out, and let's get rocking and rolling. Oh my goodness, I got to give a shout out to Rob and Andy, the strat traders. Oh my goodness, we had a crazy troll on Sunday. Sometimes people just are not happy with themselves. Hey, Bad Scientist, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? How is it going? Let me turn on the charts. Reminder that these are my official handles, not on Facebook anymore. It's Airplane Jane, Miss Airplane Jane, and Airplane Jane XRP Bull on Telegram. There we go. Hey, Terry. So I'm sorry if there are issues with the internet. Just checked it out. It's at 160 right now. Earlier it was running a little slow. So good thing to check. Also, if you have any issue, let's check and see. Okay, so it looks like right now Office, Outlook, Microsoft are having issues. Google, it looks like Google products are having issues. LinkedIn, a lot of things are going up, having issues right now. So if it crashes on us, the internet. But right now, when we look at the SPY for today, I had a nice trade set up. If we went below 440, sure enough, all the way down to 438.20 almost. You guys see this 425 EMA? I love it on all of my charts. I'm not sure why it works, but it works. So we'll just leave it on the charts, right? But we did see a breakdown while I was teaching today in the training pit. If you guys want to learn more about the dark pools, come on over to the dark pools training pit, and you will learn more about the dark pools, how to profit off of them. We do have Stephanie Cameron going on tomorrow. Hold on, let's see if I can find the tweet. I closed my Twitter, so I'm going to share it for you guys. And I also put out a big tweet all about fractional banking, everything like that. If you guys, do some research on fractional banking, and you are going to see that likely you're not going to be happy with what you see with what the banks do with your money. So look up fractional banking. There is a great video as well on YouTube all about it. Let me see if I can put that video in the chat right now. One to check out. It's not one that I did myself, but it is this one right here. And let me pause that and share it so you guys can watch it. It's just about 20 minutes, but a quick 20 minutes to definitely enlighten you. Hey David, how's it going? As to who is in charge of the money of the world, right? In the banks and your money, right? Do you want to be in charge of it, or do you want the banks to be in charge of it? All right, so coming to the SPY, we did break down, hit that 425 and bounce. That was, hey, if we break below 440 today, keep an eye on watch for that. It's likely going to break down further. Qs as well today. Remember, it's not predicting what the market's going to do. Qs offered two opportunities to the downside this morning. One right away, all the way down from 365.75. Look at that, 366.80. How well is that the resistance, right? So if you guys want to try out my watch list, go to cjanetrade.com. Welcome as 10% off, and you can try any of the subscriptions for 10% off and get these levels. So you'll see, hey, if it goes below here and it moves to the downside, look at how you could have profited right there, especially if you had been trading some puts or calls. Hey Asif, I'm good, thank you. So here we have a bit of a reversal set up on IWM, and then back down here we have bigger range today than on Friday, and looking to see, are we going to bounce and hold? We did have higher volume coming in here at the bottom. Would like to see it back up above 222.07. That is a fairly large dark pool level. If we close below that, bear hat baby, we are likely going to the downside. Hello Shovel, how are you? All right, Dow Jones as well today, definitely moving to the downside. We are below Look at how this red trend line over here is right here, but on the 15-minute, we are below that. Isn't that interesting? Let's look at this on a 45-minute chart as well. Yeah, it looks like we're above it right here. I like the 45-minute chart as well. So we're bouncing a little bit, but you can see we have been going sideways with our tops here. So we have a bit of an ascending triangle and we're moving to the upside. Are we going to break out up above 352, or are we going to break down below this yellow trend line with a close below there? That means that ever since back here, really, right about here, we've really been holding this as support. So let's do a little bit of a measurement. If we measure from, I'm just going to put it right here. It won't let me take it off this. If we measure from here up, we're looking at 10 points. So if we drop down from here, I'd look for 340 as a support level for the next move down for the Dow Jones. XLF today only up 10 cents, not really moving that much to the upside. We have had dark pool activity on the banks. Keep those on watch. On my list today, we had NEO. Also on my spot with Angela Miles, I did talk about NEO up to $47.50 and then up to $50. We almost reached 47 today, 46.80, and then we had a bit of a pullback, but we are above the volume weighted anchor price. Let's actually move it over here, see if it moves it up that much. No, we are still just above it, 48.87. So looking for this to close up above here. If we do, I think we could see a quick move up there, roughly 5 points, 12%, up to 51.50. It might take a little bit longer, so maybe we'd look at 50. So maybe $4, maybe 10% move for NEO, potentially to the upside here. BABA as well on the list today, bouncing off of that bottom. For a move up, we have a nice little ascending triangle right there as well. Are we going to hit resistance? We had a nice move up above 198.50 up to 202. Are we going to break above 202.50? If we don't, we're going to break down 185, 15 points. If we break this to the downside, I would look down for 180 as that new support level. We do have earnings coming up, so keep that in mind. Remember, this is very similar to the Amazon chart. Moving up prior to earnings and then a crash at the earnings announcement. No idea what the earnings are, just speculating based on what we have seen with other earnings charts lately. Also, there is a lot of water damage going on in China right now. Could affect Alibaba's sales and also refunds as well for people that are purchasing over there. They might not be able to perform on expected arrival date of products. Li is another electric car maker. So we had NEO, Tesla, Li, XPEV all moving today. With the higher cost of oil, the electric car sector is moving up. Had NEO and Tesla on my two picks for Angela Miles from last week. Looking for Tesla roughly to hit 730. Wow, did we get there today? I called that out at almost $5 off. When we were down here at 670, I said, watch this. We are going to head up to 730. Not too bad, right? That was on Thursday. Friday, Monday. Wow, 2 days for a 70-point move or 10% on Tesla. Sorry, gotta give that shout out. That's that technical analyst trading or charter market technician trading, measuring moves, potential moves of the market. Here we have Apple in a bit of a downward trend, hitting that 147 mark. Was in a limbo zone. You know, we are still above that midpoint of that channel. So looking to see if we are going to test the upper bounds, or is this going to be a full-on sell-off back down here, roughly down to 142. Keep that on watch. If we do break below 144, I think we could easily see 142 to the downside over here. All right, MRIN, a lower float, had this one on watch for a potential move, and sure enough, it squeezed. Look at that, $1.50 to the upside, roughly 20% potential gains here. On my list, if it is a lower float like MRIN, I will let you know, putting it all out. I remember you called the Tesla move. I cashed out my 770 call. I sold early. Nice shovel. You want to buy me a coffee? If you do, the link is down below. If you guys appreciate the live stream, please hit that like button, share, and share with your friends. And if you would like to buy me a coffee for my time and dedication, there is a link to buy me a coffee down in the description below. All right, BTBT, the Bitcoin miners, right? So this is all about Bitcoin mining, and BTBT broke out up above. We do have, let me just look at my Bitcoin chart over here. We do have Bitcoin down 70 points today, but the miners are moving to the upside. So maybe that's in relation to the miners really moving up, with some of that being wiped out in China, right? We did have 65% of the hash rate from China over there, and now that is being diminished with this water that's everywhere there. So this one had a nice move up above 980, up to $11, $1.20 move, so roughly 12% there as well. Riot had that potential. I had it on my potential short list, but we did have a bit of a bounce to the upside today, up above 34, almost $1.50. Some amazing moves today. Square as well. Look at that with the earnings. So it did gap down and we shot up. Very bullish candle right there. After the purchase announcement, they were closing the purchase of a European pay now or pay later. Actually, it's a pay later system. Heard that from my Alexa earlier today, right while I was having my morning coffee. And look at that move. When it broke up above 240, nice 35 points on that one. GE as well today. GE was a reverse split. They wanted to raise their price. Many times when you do have that reverse split, people start to take profits. Sure enough, we had a bounce right at open, a little bit of a trade to the upside, and then a drop. So let's go through the ones you want to check out. EVK, let's look at that for ASIF. So EVK today, looks like that had a nice little move. Is that lower float, ASIF? I know you like the low float ones. Penny stocks with low float. Yep, 3.95 million. It does look like it is setting up for a bit of a flag move right here. If it can break out, it's testing that trend line right now. 526. What is it looking like on the bid and the ask over here? Are we going to break out up above? It could potentially have a move. Let's see, 490 to 580, 90 cents. So if it broke out here, I would look for a 620 mark, which is also the former high right here. So I'd look for 620 as my target if it breaks out, and it looks like we are just getting that breakout happening right here. Let's look at it. We have that move. It is moving to the upside, so I would watch for this. I would set a sell at 620 if I got in right here and the volume continues to move to the upside. Just be cautious with less than 4 million in the float. As a low float stock momentum trade, you want to watch the level 2. Look at that, somebody's selling a lot at 525. You see that right there? Now they moved it down to 524. 525. It looks like there might be a big whale trying to sell there or hold to buy in. Sometimes they will spoof and sell in one account, and here we go. Let's see how fast we are going to see this rocket, if it wants to rocket on up to 620. Let's set a little alert up there. Whoops. Add an alert. All right, let's go to, oh, it looks like it's going to drop. Let's set a 620 crossing alert and let's continue forward. All right, next one on the list is Sava. So we'll let the software do the work. If it goes up there, we will know, and there'll be some happy people profit taking right there. So Sava today, oh, I got that on the 2-minute. I don't want to look at that right there. Let's look at 15-minute chart. So it had a nice retracement move back up, almost up here to the $91 mark, and it's still selling off. So it looks like this had negative news. I don't know, FDA negative news or something, but it is down below the moving averages, trying to play catch up, hit a resistance area, and sellers look to have stepped in right here, right on this candlesticks. We had sellers, so I would watch this to see if it's going to close above 84.50. If this does not close above 84.50, I am bearish on the name. All right, let's check out Microsoft, DP. All right, so Microsoft looks like we are just below a dark pool level, actually. We have a dark pool level that's hanging out there, 286.54, tough resistance. Are we going to close above it? I would be bullish. If we do not close above it, what am I going to be? Anybody? I totally need to get a bear hat. Yeah, Terry, we'll check that out as well. So I would be bearish if we do not close above 286.50 over here. I would be bearish on Microsoft. We are definitely in a bit of a downward trend right here. Oh. Also Apple, so you've got to look at those two big names. We've got Apple, we've got Microsoft, bearish. If we look at Google, does Google look strong or is it looking a bit weak as well? Looking a bit weak. They could be flagging for that next big wave to the upside, but it is looking a bit weak at the moment. Let's also check out Amazon. How much did that recover from the 230 point drop? Yeah, that's going to be looking fairly bearish as well, especially if we drop down below 3,300. Not going to be looking too pretty for Amazon over there. And one other one I wanted to check out, Tesla, we already checked out. Can we check out Tesla? Let's look at Tesla too. So Tesla, yeah, Tesla's almost up to 730, 726.94. Not so bad for a target call out over here. AMC. Oh, let's look at ATVI for ANHA. Activision. All right. ATVI, my computer didn't like what I typed in. Activision, not looking so pretty, still bearish, just following those moving averages to the downside. Doesn't look like, it looks like there's not a lot of volume today, but it's actually had 3.4 million. But the volume is dropping, meaning that there's not as much selling. I actually might anticipate this one to reverse into earnings, but I don't speculate, right? I'm not going to do a trade on that just based on the fact that we see that volume dropping. However, it does look like maybe if we had a really big high volume day tomorrow, wick buying area, I would anticipate it to jump back up, maybe up to 88 into earnings. But right now it is in the bearish motion. Just, I don't like to hold it overnight into earnings. Let's look at AMC for Terry over here. All right, AMC, let's look at it on the big picture. There we go. It is just hitting a support line, Terry. Right here, roughly 35.60. If we close below there, or it has full on selling below that, I would look for it down to 25. Remember, I did give it, it was way back over here, and I said, hey, I'd give it about 2 weeks for it to go to 25. I was off on my time. I guarantee that. I was off on the timing on that. But it does look like it's almost setting up for an H, which would be fairly bearish. So if it closes below 32, yeah, definitely thinking this is going to go down to 25. Oh, my pleasure, Anha. All right, and let's look at Nokia. Nokia had some dark pool activity, moving to the upside, and I would look for it to head on up here, up to 630, right? So I would look for another 15 cents, and then I'd likely take some profit off. This is now the third day after earnings. Many times that third day, that fourth day, we're going to see a reversal or a sell-off or a bit of trimming of positions. All right, guys. So let's check out a little crypto space too. Let's go over to the cryptos. Let's check out my list. So IOTA today is rocking it. You might be surprised, Ghetto Stream. What happens if the billionaires jump on board and actually really heavily short it? Or they shorten the ETFs and then that causes it to sell it off. That I know that there's a lot in the ape army that want and hope that it is going to move to the upside. However, as a trader, you have to read the charts, right? Is it going to hit 100? Could in 5 years. Doesn't mean it's happening tomorrow. Likely not. It's looking more bearish to me than bullish at the present time. That's my opinion. You can do with it what you like. Okay, so IOTA, we are finding a bit of a bottom, a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders. So a shoulder here, higher volume, head we didn't come down to set up a lower shoulder, right? This would be that shoulder area. So it looks like a truncated shoulder, giving it a bit more pressure, buying pressure to move to the upside. So moving up above 94, I would aim for that 104 target. That would be nice. 15 cents from where we are now, or almost 20% on IOTA. All right, let's check out XRP. Ripple, still in that lawsuit. They have said SEC is allowed to be deposed, have a deposition with the SEC, the former SEC head, to talk to him about crypto. So that can't necessarily be good as to why he opened up the case. But the lawyer did say you are allowed to do that. Now we do have this green line and this red line. You might be going, Jane, what on earth are these green lines, right? This is the volume weighted anchor price from back here at May 22nd. And it's also hitting that moving average right here. So this is acting a bit as a brick wall on the 24-hour. Let's turn this one into a 4-hour. I like that better for crypto. And you can see we're sort of just butting up against it. Almost hit it once, twice, 3 times. 4th time, I would look for this to break through and then head on up to this $98. $98. Well, I'd love it to be $98. But 98 cents, 105, and then 107. Those areas have really held as support and resistance in the past. So I've watched this. This is a longer term volume weighted anchor price off of a high over here. So I would watch that as that next target. Algo as well, up 2.8%. Most of the crypto space is doing really well today. Kind of abnormal because we do tend to see that we have both the stock market and crypto trading in tandem. We have a bit of a pullback on the stock market right now, but the crypto market is moving to the upside. So Algo is not looking as strong at the moment on the 24-hour chart. It does look like it is curling down a bit. Maybe we're going to form that shoulder level over here. As long as it stays above 74 cents, I still like this to the upside. So 9-cent move potentially to the downside, but a lot of upside potential there as well for Algo. If we look at it, it did trade down 1, 2, and then it broke down. We have a bit of a channel. Actually, I see this over here. So I'm going to draw the trend line. I would look for it also to break out right here. You can see that we did test that in the past. Tested, supports, another support, and then it broke through everything. Then it flipped to be a resistance. So this trend line was acting as support and then flipped to be resistance. So watching for a breakout up above here. Going to set an alert on that trend line as well. Alert crossing up on that 24-hour chart. XDC, a great one. Zinfin, my top 3 choices for crypto that I think are going to end up being number 1, 2, and 3. XRP, XLM, and XDC. I think those are going to be 1, 2, and 3. All right, Ghetto Stream. The AMC 2100. He is the cheerleader for wanting it to see that. Right now, the chart is telling me something different, Ghetto Stream. If the chart changes direction, I will measure the move and see if I think it will be joining 100. Right now, I think that it is going to be more likely to join 25 before 100. And remember, if you are in a losing trade, think of it as a date. If that date was not treating you properly, would you buy them extra drinks? Would you spend extra money on them? Probably not. That would be adding to a losing position. So just keep that in mind if it is going against you. All right, XLM is starting to curl back up to the upside. Classic test of this former resistance right here. Former high, we came pulled back, tested the trend line, resistance. This is now that second test. We really need to break out up above 30. 30 will head on up to 35 and so on up here up to 39.40 and continue to move to the upside. XLM, I really like their network as far as being a platform for the people for the future. If you guys have not checked out the ISO 2022 regulations, that's the international standard, check out down in the description below. I do have a workshop all about the banks as to what is going to be happening to the banks in the world come November 2021 at the latest. So we are going digital whether you like it or not. It is happening. Hopefully it will also happen to the settlement of stocks. So it will be more secure. People will have that money instantaneously instead of cash accounts having to wait 3 days. All right, Cardano over here, small gains today, up 1%, but it has bounced and somewhat holding up above that 161 EMA right here. Would look for a further breakout move up above 140, 150 test, then on up to 180. Dogecoin, I like Dogecoin as well as a part of the Dogecoin as a part of the Flare network for payments. You got to get a stream, no problem at all. We will see. The market, here's the one thing that I can tell you about the stock market. 100% manipulated, and the market is always right. So if it starts to go against you, why are you going to let it cause demise and negativity, right? No, just join it. Join the big guys and their moves with the dark pools. That's actually going to end up making you more money than trying to go against them. And right now, we are below some dark pool levels on AMC. As much as I want all of the apes to make tons and tons of money, following the dark pools is going to be a lot easier than fighting them. As much as we want everything to be right and just, the stock market is not like that. So when you follow the really big guys in the dark pools, you will see that it's going to help you to profit. In fact, let me pull up that. I forgot I was going to show you guys, and it was taking a while for my Twitter to load. So I'm going to pull it up. Oh my goodness, it's taking a long time today. For where you guys can go tomorrow, 4 p.m. after the bell. You can also hear Stephanie, who has been tracking the dark pools for the past 27 years, right? 27 years of following them tends to be better than fighting them. Where is it? Here it is. All right, here's the tweet right there. So let me put that link. Actually, I can grab that link right from my Twitter. If you guys do not already follow me on Twitter, check it out. I post some amazing stuff right there, and I'm happy to share. Copy link, and here is that link. So you guys can come and learn about it. Ask questions. Ask questions like, where are the dark pool levels on AMC? What do we need to watch out for? Because if you start going against the guys that have billions, even though you can have a large number of people joining together, it's not the same as when they have the Fed in their back pocket and they're saying, here, print more money, here, print more money. Uh-oh, it's going against us. Here, we'll just give you more money. So keep that in mind. Do you guys have any other questions that you would like to have answered? Any stocks, any cryptos? I just give you my opinion, right? I'm not a financial advisor or analyst. Have studied the charter market technician information, gone through some exams on that. So it is my opinion. You can do with it what you'd like, but I don't want to see people willingly throw money at the market and lose it. All right, guys. So if you don't have any other questions, I'm going to bid you adieu. Have an amazing day. Remember, it is just Monday. Mondays tend to be a positioning day for the market. Let's check out BlackBerry for ghetto streams. So BlackBerry over here looks, let's put this back on a 45-minute chart on the right. This does look a bit bearish. We are bouncing off of the 161 EMA over here. If we draw a tighter trend line right here to here, tighten it up. I would look, oh, there we go. I would look for this to close up above 1050. I would look for a 1050 close, and then likely this is going to be heading on up, and I would look for a first target up here of $12, and then up to 13, and then up to 1350, or wherever this trend line might be at that point in time. All right, guys, so have an amazing rest of your day. Carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time, and ghetto streams. If you are long, I hope for your sake that it does go up to 100. However, the chart is telling me it will likely see 25 before 100 for AMC. Have an amazing day. And if you all ever want to reach out